Our event started out being tonight as a pre-Chayel. We make every year Chayel the Siyam HaShas. It's our yearly dinner, our yearly time that we collect the dues from.
I just want to talk quickly about our program for Chayel. As you know, many times in the year, the Igud hosts many programs throughout the year. We never ask anybody for any money through these programs for the rest of the year. We're here to service the community, to service the rabbis, to service the general Jewish community. But the one problem that we have is that in order to sustain what we do, we have to make sure that we have enough financial support to do that. So there's about a few times a year that we turn to our members. You notice we started partnering with the National Council of Young Israel. The second part of the program, which we always go through, is that we have the great privilege of every year at the Siyam HaShas, we sign up our Rabbanim. And Rabbi Gershon and myself work diligently all year, together with Rabbi Solomon, should have full Rabbi Schlesinger, that we get every member to study one tractate in common, one set of the Shas. And just like, you know, everybody does Daf Yomi, and they finish in the 7th year cycle, we finish Shas every year. And always, it's a great symptom to do that.
If you go onto our link, you can see
the whole video, right?
The whole video. And many other things.
That's nice pictures.
Right. And it was a fabulous program. One of the things that we're very proud of is the ability to work together with not just the Orthodox community, but the secular community, and we are able to collaborate with many wonderful programs for each other, and we're very proud of our success and what we're doing. And again, personally, I just want to say thank you to
I say thank you for a man of your prestige, and I'll say it publicly again and again and again. He was the Alvin cast by the housing police before the merger. He's the man that was one police P on the stage before the merger. This is a symbol of a Haimish Roof, so unser May Yeshivas Meisters who serve in that capacity.
The Mishnah said that it wouldn't be Moira Malchus, each person would swallow each other. The only time that we have a fair is only because of the NYPD, and we have this very, very special appreciation to them, what they do and the community, the work they do.
And we have no one, or very few people, that have tried to preserve the Yiddish cemetery, which is really Lahavdil, the Arlington cemetery of the Jewish people. The Orach Chaim is buried there. Tzaddikim, I mean, as long as you're on, the Ger Rebbe is buried there. I mean, you can cite dozens, and many people who have relatives buried there have not even contributed or done anything to preserve the graves. Since I've been involved, which is about 7 or 8 years now, we've installed 150 cameras. We've got the government to build a wall around Har HaZeisim. We have a permanent police station in Har HaZeisim. Unfortunately, I lost a granddaughter, and she's buried at Har HaZeisim during this time. The day after Shiva, there's a minhag in Eretz Yisrael to go to the kever. The kever directly opposite her, during that Shiva time, was destroyed. This man's name was Tauber, and he was one of the few people that escaped European destruction and joined in the fight of the establishment of Eretz Yisrael. Regarding your politics, forgetting about the politics of whether you're pro-Zionist, anti-Zionist, whatever you are, this is a Makom Kadosh. It's a place where the Parah Aduma was and will be burned again. It's a place where Mashiach is going to come from before Harabayas. Right. And so it behooves everyone to at least be sensitive. No one's asking for money, and I have an idea for you on money as well. No one's asking you for money, but be sensitive to what's going on over there. And if you hear people crying out to help, and that is a grave restoration project, we're trying to raise funds for restoring some of the graves that have been destroyed. And you'd be surprised, there are people here that, in this community, who have relatives that have graves have been destroyed and they're not even aware of it. So that's my spiel on Har HaZeisim. I want you to all be sensitive to it.
And I'm City Councilman Rabbi Espinal. For those who don't know me, I've been in the council for 7 years now. My final 2 terms, but I'm most notably known for being the council member to create the city's first fund to help Holocaust survivors in our city.
As the son of a Holocaust survivor.
Thank you. So since in 2015, we were able to secure $1.5 million to fund to nonprofits that do solely work to help Holocaust survivors living in poverty in our city. This past budget, last month, we got it to increase to $4 million. So we see in the past 4 years, I would say we've been able to allocate over $10 million to help the nonprofits who are doing this great work, and it's something I'm very proud of. Something that, as a Dominican who has no Holocaust survivors in my district, I thought it was an important thing to do. Not only because we have to serve those in need, but also because it was a way of showing that communities can work together to make sure that everyone is getting the services they need from our city. And I think it's important that government continues playing that role to helping those most in need, no matter where you're from, what background, what community you live in. I am running for borough president in 2 years. This is not why I'm here. I really just want to come and say hello.
It doesn't hurt.
It was brought up, and it doesn't hurt.
We heard a very good bird is going to happen.
Yes. I've always planned to run borough president. I did run for public advocate in this past election, but we know it was a very tough race, but it was a good opportunity.
Many people.
Yeah, a lot of people, 23 people I think at the end of the day. But it was a good opportunity to get my name out, run around Brooklyn. My name recognition is really high now because of it. But I think it's time that we have, and I think we do have great leaders like Eric Adams who really care about all communities. But I think we have to make sure we have someone in that position that continues that tradition and that role of making sure that government is not infringing on our religious rights, right? Where we have that clear distinction between church and state, but also that the city is doing everything they can to allocate funds to those nonprofits and those great networks that are doing the work to make sure that all New Yorkers, those most in need, are getting the services they need. So I'm here at your service. I'm here as a council member from East New York, but also as your council member.
Baruch Hashem here by Igud, there's no E. There is the Igud. Rabbi Class, our president, never says who he is. He always says his first name and his last name is the Igud, the Igud, the Igud. And because of this, that is the money in Koyach that we go on. Bring in more members, bring in more people, and in the Kalas Am Chizul, River Voice, we are looking up 10,000 members that we can handle, and for such a Koyach, we can do Mitzvah a lot, and B'Shem Hashem Nafko V'Natzliach.